try to be a good speaker, but I ain't that good. Right? Like if you had it all together, would you come listen to Josh every week? No. No, you'd stay at home and listen to the best speakers in the world with a mimosa and a cigar in bed. Maybe not a mimosa and a cigar. That's what I do, right? Like, hey, that's a different form of communion, right? Hey, guys, guys, like, what are we doing? Right? We're here because we're messed up. And so we want to keep control of something we were driving into hell in the first place. And we give God control, and he gives us back the things in our lives better than when we left them. The best example I can think about this is, who in here has kids? All right. None of y'all woke up one day and thought, I want to change diapers for the next 3 years. Oh, that crap gets me so excited. I just love the fragrant aroma of kid poo. No, nobody ever, but you do it every day. Why? Because they are the priority. You love them, and you do it happily. Well, you're happy when they love you. How about that, right? You do it every day. You don't want to get up in the middle of the night, but you do it. Why? Because you love them, right? I came home the other day to 3 kids who are amazing, 18, 4, and almost 2. The 18-year-old gave me a smirk and a side hug, which might as well have been like the most loving gesture in the world. You understand when your kids get there, right? All right? The 4-year-old ran and said, Daddy, and then punched me afterwards, right? And the 2-year-old ran up to me and said, Daddy, 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 give me milk, right? Like, I get it. But they love me, and I love them, and it is the biggest joy in the world to be able to raise them. And that is what God gives us, right? And when we love him like that, sacrificing for him isn't bad. How many of you guys in here are married? Guys, you ever had a bad day? Work was awful. The boss was riding you like white on rice. Your coworkers took lessons in stupidity and aced the class. Everything that is wrong, has gone wrong, will go wrong. Your world is falling apart, and you get home thinking, man, I just need to relax. But guess what? Your wife had just as bad a day as you. And so you say, hey, it's not about me. It's about her because I love her. I'm willing to sacrifice for her. Amen? Guys, you better say amen. I teed it up. I put it in the air. That should have been like, amen, brother. I do that all the time, right? Like, come on, gentlemen. I'm giving you brownie points. Ladies, you're not off the hook, because some days you get home and you think, I just want to relax. I've been with the kids all day, or I've been working all day, or I've been crazy all day. Whatever it is, you think, I just need some time alone. But your husband is having a bad day. And what do? You sacrifice. Because on that day you love him, and he needs that effort, right? It's what we do for each other because we love each other. My point is this: if you love Jesus, you sacrifice for him. If you don't love him, you don't. It's the simplest way to say, am I following Christ? What have you given up for him recently? Your time, your talents, your treasure? Or you just comfortably walking along? Which begs the question, Josh, why? Why would we sacrifice everything? Because following Jesus changes everything. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross daily, and follow me. You see, following Jesus is not just believing something different. It's saying and showing that I live differently. He gives us new priorities, new patterns, new desires. And because when we follow Christ, things change. When we give him control of the reins and we let his priorities drive us, things that were broken start to put themselves back together. There's a form of art in Asian culture where they take a pot and they break it, and then they take all the pieces of that pottery and they glue it back together. And you can look at how God works with us when we follow him as that. The old church word would be called sanctification. I can't spell it. I can barely say it. But what it means is becoming more like Christ, right? When you're being sanctified. I was trying my southern preacher voice again, right? Never mind. You're a tough crowd today, right? When you're being sanctified, when you're becoming more like Christ, what he's doing, he's taking the pieces of your life that you broke and he's putting them back together in this beautiful tapestry so that you can fulfill a purpose that you never thought you'd be able to walk in again. When you follow Christ, when you sacrifice for Christ, when you love Christ, when you give your life to Him, He takes the broken pieces of your life and changes everything in it. But that takes, takes actually following Jesus. Because what happens many times is I have this emotional response to this great sermon or this wonderful song or this big crusade. You guys ever been to one of those crusades for Christ, right? I went to one as a kid. It was amazing. It's wonderful. I'm not bashing it. But what I'm saying is you get this emotional response and you say, I want to do that. And then you walk out on Monday, nothing changed. And then we look at our lives a few weeks later and say, I've been following Jesus for months now, or years now, or decades now, but He hasn't done anything in my life. Well, what have you done to change yours? Have you continually walked closer to Him, or have you just waited in the same spot that you were? Guys, Jesus is not a get-out-of-hell-free card. He's not a 7-step self-help book. Jesus brings dead people back to life, and what that means is if you want to revive, you've got to walk out of the tomb. Jesus brought a lot of us back to life, and we're still sitting there on the bench that we died on. I'm going to say that one more time. Jesus brought a lot of us back to life, and we're still sitting in the same old tomb that we died in. Same actions, same life, same habits, same things, same mindset, same everything. We follow Jesus, but we don't actually follow Him. This week, I'm going over. I'm sorry, y'all deal with it. I talked with a young girl who was suicidal. This is why it's so important to me today that we get this, guys. She's struggling with her sexuality. She went to her pastor, her guide, her religious counselor, to ask for their advice, to get help, prayer, comfort, guidance, direction. And what she got told was that she was going to burn in hell and never to come back. And I just want to let that sink in for a second. Because as the church, we're a hospital. We're not a country club. And guys, if you're here and you're not a Christian, I want you to know you're welcome here. You're wanted here. What we would call that is seeker phase. You're seeking something, whether you want to follow Jesus or not, whether you want to be at Passion Church or not. And that's fine. That's not bad. But here's what is bad, is when people who have been redeemed by Christ don't extend that grace to others. Because it broke her. It's when the hands and feet of Christ get it wrong. And every time I see a scenario like that, I think, man, what? Have they opened their Bible to John 3:16? Have they looked at Romans 8? Have they talked about Luke 9? Have they even read the Bible? Because my Jesus died for that girl. My Jesus that I fell in love with died for that person that's so messed up, that's so broken, so that they could have everlasting life, so that the broken pottery of their life could be put back together by a wonderful Creator who loves them and who wants to spend eternity with them.